Welcome back to Favorite Recapped. Today we are diving into a movie called Perfect Guy.
The movie begins with a woman taking a shower and getting ready. Her name is Leah. Once done, she leaves her boyfriend Dave, who is still in bed. She then heads to work. On the way, she stops to get a coffee. There, a stranger by the name of Carter bumps into her by mistake and apologizes. That same night, Leah and Dave go to a party. Dave talks about kids. The tension between the couple becomes strong, and when they go home we understand. Leah wants children after dating for 2 years, but Dave doesn't want it yet. She also pressures him. She can't wait for him to propose to her. She wants a husband, not a boyfriend. They argue and Dave leaves while Leah breaks in tears. They break up. Months then go by. One night, Leah goes to meet her girlfriend at the bar. Once there, she cancels and a guy is very persistent in hitting on Leah. A man comes to her rescue. It's Carter. She recognizes him from the coffee shop months ago. Both decide to grab dinner immediately. As the night progresses, they get to know each other and get closer. They even end up kissing, but Carter is a gentleman, so he refuses to make love on the first night. As soon as she leaves him, Leah is over the moon to have found a guy like that. The next day, Carter calls Leah at work. She wonders how did he find her. He reminds her he is a specialist in corporate espionage. He wants to see her and both go for another date. This time the passion is stronger. They can't resist it and make love in the restroom. Leah brings Carter home. At this moment, Dave sends her a text asking how is she doing. Leah ignores. She then invites Carter to a gathering with her parents. Carter is the perfect and sweet guy Leah dreamed about. On their way home, the couple stop at a gas station, and while Carter buys some cigarettes, a man comes to their car admiring the car. Carter flips and beats him so badly that the shop owner had to fire a gun to stop him. Leah is in disbelief. She saw a side of Carter she has never seen before. He apologizes, but as soon as he drops her off, Leah immediately runs into her house. Minutes later, Leah is still in shock what she just witnessed. The next day, Carter texts her that he wants to see her many times. She ignores, so he shows up to her job. She tells him she doesn't want him to stop by her job. That same evening, Leah tells the entire story to Karen. Karen thinks she should listen his side of things. So the uncomfortable Leah accepts a dinner with Carter. He reassures her that he will never hurt her. But she is not sure anymore. He continues by saying Leah is the woman of his life and he loves her more than anything. But Leah reveals she can't get past it and realizes his hand starts moving aggressively. He then hits the table as hard as he can. The entire restaurant stops. Leah gets scared, tells him it's over and leaves. The following days, Carter keeps calling her but she ignores. One day, he shows up in front of her house. She immediately runs away from him. He follows her and meets her at that coffee shop. She screams at him to leave her alone. That same evening, she confesses to her friends that she doesn't know what to do. Alicia tells her to go to the police. The following day, she does exactly that. But the police doesn't believe there is enough evidences for stalking. The poor Leah is left to herself as she feels scared. After work, she goes to her car and finds a note of Carter saying, "If I can't have you, no one will." The following day, the police comes to Carter's job delivering him a restraining order. He is prohibited to come closer to Leah. His boss then fires him. This infuriates Carter, so the next day when Leah leaves he breaks into her house. He hacks into her system. That same night, Leah can't find her cat and we are shown the cat is with Carter. An unknown number calls. Leah gets mad and it appears to be Dave. He missed her and wants to see her. So they meet and decide to give their relationship another try. Carter is stalking them and makes researches on Dave. One night, when the couple goes out, Leah realizes Carter is there. She freaks out and tells all the story to Dave. Dave goes to talk to him. He tells him to leave Leah alone. But Carter insults him, saying she still feels something for him, and Dave grabs him, threatening him to deal with him if he ever comes closer. The next day, Carter is brought to the police for violating the restraining order. But he tells them he didn't know she was there. Detective Hansen reminds him to leave that woman alone. That same night, Carter sneaks into her house but the neighbor catches him. He then finishes her in her own house. Hours later, Leah and Dave come back home. They make love while Carter is under their bed. The next day, he watches them in bed with surveillance cameras he installed. Minutes later, Leah finds photos of her cat on the street. She immediately brings it to Detective Hansen, who assures her he is looking into Carter. Leah then goes back home and realizes her neighbor is dead. She is shocked. The following day, Leah's boss confronts her. He shows that a video of her sleeping with Dave have been sent to them and all their clients. The reputation of the firm is at risk and the boss fires her on the spot. That same night, Carter sabotages Dave's car. And when he drives it, it crashes and flips over off the road. Carter then arrives with his white gloves. Dave is still alive trying to get out. He sees Carter and Carter finishes him. Later that night, Detective Hansen knocks on Leah's door and announces her the unfortunate news. Leah is destroyed inside. Days later, she finds the watch she gave Dave next to her. She realizes Carter was in the house. She immediately calls Detective Hansen saying he killed Dave, but the detective doesn't have enough evidences to arrest him. The next day, he decides to bring Carter for questioning while Leah receives a message of her saying she will commit suicide. So he plans on killing her. Meanwhile, Detective Hansen tries to pressure Carter to admit it, but he doesn't budge. On his way out, Hansen slams Carter into the wall and mocks him that he just hit the wall by himself. Hours later, Leah tells him about the message. He thinks she should go away, but Leah isn't going to back off and let him roll her over. So Hansen takes her outside of the police station and gives her the advice of getting a powerful gun. Because it may end badly, Leah gets the gun and follows Carter. Once he leaves his house, she breaks in and finds many pictures of her everywhere. She also finds her cat. She goes berserk and starts destroying everything. Right after that, she delivers another restraining order to Carter's new boss, who then fires him as well. Carter gets mad. He even gets madder when coming home he finds his apartment destroyed with a writing on the wall saying, "Bring it on." So Carter immediately heads to Leah and sneaks into her house. He hears the shower, and when he goes there, Leah is waiting for him with a gun. He begs her to put the gun down but then attacks her. Leah tries to escape him and he keeps beating her. She grabs a knife and injures him, but the man continues his attacks. She successfully takes her gun back, but Carter doesn't believe she will kill him. So he goes to attack her and she shoots him. Right after that, Leah goes to see Hansen to tell him what happened. Hansen has a smile on his face and decides to take care of the procedures from now on regarding her act of self-defense. The movie ends with Detective Hansen at Leah's house taking the body of Carter away.